Hey, what's up people? So before I get into this, I just want to let you know that this hero was created before Doomfist and Brigitte came out, and that is why you might find some similarities in abilities, because I had no idea about their movesets. But now let's take a look at the hero I created, nicknamed Medic. It is also worth noting that this video will be a slideshow and have some cringe voice acting in it, so if you wanna stay for that, it is your choice, but remember, it is just a filler video until I come out with the next one. Okay, so on the side here we see the creation date, his alias, his role, his real name, height and everything you want to know. His ammo capacity, his fire rate, his reload time and his damage. He was also a hit scan support hero, so he would have been unique in that part. Difficulty, I gave him 2 stars, because when he's activating his ultimate, his whole kit changes completely. And you can also see the nice little first spawn quote in there. Now, my thought process when creating this hero was that I wanted an offensive support hero that could be played as a third support, aka Brigitte, I suppose. And well, the more we go here, you will see some similarities between both Brigitte and Doomfist, and also a pre-note is that this hero is awfully overtuned. You will see him, when I read this out for you, you will see that he's very busted and would have needed a lot of tuning to be able to work. Alright, so abilities. Pist 88 shot. Medic's weapon of choice is an old-timer pistol 88, or if you want to call it by its international name, Glock 17. He fires it in a burst round mode, allowing for quick but slightly inaccurate fire. So there's not much explaining to do with his gun. Basically, it's a normal pistol that is hit scan and fires in a burst mode. Second comes Riot Shield. Medic deploys his Riot Shield entering a defensive stance for 5 seconds, in which his movement speed is reduced by 50%, but greatly increases his defense from the front. However, his feet are still vulnerable during this time if he moves, as well as his sides and back are exposed. He's still able to fire his gun and use other abilities during this time. Riot Shield has a 10 seconds cooldown starting from when you deploy the shield, may be deactivated at any time if activated a second time. So this is where the similarities to Brigitte comes in. Like, before, his shield actually gave him a shield bash to knock enemies away from him, and well, yeah, the shield bash, I suppose. We will also see more of this when we move into how the ability changes during his ultimate form. But overall, the shield was designed to keep him away from harm during the duration and allowing him to zone people out. However, it reduced his movement speed by 50%, which would have needed careful calculation for when you wanted to activate it, as you could easily get outflanked. Medic projects a beam from his shoulder pad towards an allied hero, healing them slowly over time for 6 seconds. Healing beam has 3 charges, projecting 2 beams towards an allied hero, makes healing beam heal 50% faster than normal. Each charge takes 2 seconds to recharge. Medic may not target himself. It heals for 150 health over 6 seconds. 2 shots does not increase the amount of health healed. So I am not yet sure what my idea behind the healing beam was. First, I wanted it to be a skill shot, so that you needed to aim, kinda like Ana, and I also wanted it to simply be a target thing. But 150 health is a very strong heal, and that would have needed to be toned down or changed in another way. However, you would have needed to manage your heals, because you only had 3 charges and they needed to recharge. But overall, it's a fairly simple ability, and that makes it for his basic ability set. So time for the ultimate, the prototype tech suit. And basically what this did was he would kneel down for 2 seconds, and then 1.5 seconds later he would crash down at the area you choose. So imagine kind of Doomfist's ultimate, you would get that kind of target area, and then it would have those circles that would depend on the damage you would deal. The prototype tech suit changes Medic's moveset as well, and it turns all of his HP into armor, and it lasts for 10 seconds or until he's killed. When there are 2 seconds remaining of the tech suit, you would get the option to activate it again, and you would get another, target area that you could use to leap away. The damage dealt ranges from 515, 3550, depending on how close everyone was to impact, and you can see he has some pretty funny, quotes here. And the coolest part about this ultimate is that it changes his entire moveset into different things. So, the Riot Shield changes to Shield Dash, Toss, Shield Slam, and this is basically a combo ability, and he dashes forward, and if he collides with an enemy, they will become immobilized for 1.5 seconds. If he activates the ability again, he will use his extra strength that the suit grants him, and he tosses them up into the air, making them airborne for 1 second. And if activated a third time, he will leap up after his toss target and slam his shield into them towards the direction in which he first dashed. But if the target is slammed into a wall, they are knocked down for a half second. And well, this deals a total of 150 damage if the enemy is slammed into a wall, 100 from the slam and an extra 50 if the target is slammed into a wall. And he has also some, you know, BM quotes here, and yeah. This ability is very busted, and this hero is bringing a lot of CC now. So I think people would hate this character more than what they would hate Brigitte. Now, Healing Beam turns into Negative Beam. The prototype tech suit is far from complete, and thus negative effects may appear. And this is basically that his Healing Beam would gain 4 charges, and they worked as very fast projectiles aimed towards enemies instead. So basically the tech suit turns him into a complete DPS instead of a support. And now this worked kind of like Ana's grenade when it hits enemies. You would have a red outline on your HP, and it would be kind of like delayed damage. If healed, the damage dealt would be decreased. So Negative Beam does 50 damage, 200 x4, and can be used to quickly take down an enemy. What is meant with if not healed is that you can reduce the damage Negative Beam will deal. And so if not healed, and you would be shot 4 times by this after did I type it? No, I did not type how many seconds. But yeah, so after this, you would suddenly just lose 200 HP target like splat. You would go completely splat. Yeah, so when I meant offensive support, I really meant offensive support. So that covers it for his abilities, and now for you guys that have stuck with me for this long, now the cringe voice acting comes, because he does have interactions with some heroes that I pre-planned. Remember, these voices were recorded 2017, it's the same microphone and my voice hasn't changed, but I'm cringing when I listen to them before this. It's now or never! Let's go team! New Sharvie! I never would have believed that I would get to work next to such a great doctor like you, Angela. What have I done? Lucio? Oh, love your music, man. Is it true that the Vishkar wants to create a better world? Torbjörn! I've been a fan of your work since I was a kid. Hey, Torbjörn! Your accent is way over the top, man. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you watch my latest video, you see I have a Discord, it will be in the description below, and well, I'll see you guys next time. Does anybody even watch this far? Hello? La 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 la. Dabba dooba dabba doo dabba doo da. Wap ba da ba bow. Ship a dabba dabba doo.